that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? Let's learn how to build steam locomotives.
Round 1.
Start building Thomas the tank engine. I begin with the train tracks, because a train needs something to sit on, or it looks weird. I use anvils to make the metal rails. Anvils are a really good block for this because they look like thick, heavy iron, and they connect together nicely in a straight line. When you place them end to end, they have a little ridge that looks exactly like real train tracks. For the wooden parts under the rails, I place spruce wood slabs. Slabs are very helpful because they keep the track low to the ground instead of making the train look like it is floating too high in the air. Spruce is a great color for this because real train tracks use old dark wood, and spruce gives that perfect dark brown natural look. Building a good foundation is super important before putting heavy things on top. If the tracks are crooked, the whole train will look like it is falling over, so I make sure my line is perfectly straight before moving on. Above the tracks, I start building the wheels for Thomas. I use light blue concrete and stone brick stairs for the main wheel shapes. Light blue concrete is the best block because Thomas is famously blue, and this block has a very smooth and bright color that matches him. Pure square blocks make terrible wheels because wheels are supposed to be round and blocky wheels just look silly on a train. So I place the stone brick stairs around the edges to cut off the sharp corners of the concrete blocks. The stairs help trick the eye into seeing a circle instead of a square box. I space the wheels out along the track to make sure the train feels long enough. If the wheels are too close together, the train will look like a tiny toy car instead of a big, strong engine. Proper spacing spreads the visual weight evenly, so the vehicle looks like it can balance safely on the metal rails without tipping forward or backward when it moves. Now, I move to the very front of the train and build the front bumper using red concrete. Red concrete is super important here because Thomas has a bright red stripe on his front and back. The red color creates a very strong contrast against the light blue wheels and the blue body. In building design, contrast helps separate different parts of a machine so it does not look like one giant blue blob on the tracks. Concrete is smooth and looks like painted metal, which fits a cartoon train perfectly. I make the bumper wide and low to the ground. A wide front bumper makes the train look heavy and strong, which is how a real steam engine should feel. It acts like a visual anchor that tells you exactly where the front of the train is supposed to be. This flat red section also gives me a really nice flat shelf to put all the little mechanical details on later, so the front does not look boring. On top of the red bumper, I add small mechanical details using pistons and nether brick fences, along with diorite and white carpets. Pistons are amazing for vehicle builds because the wooden top face looks exactly like a spring or a buffer pad that trains use when they bump into each other. Nether brick fences are very dark and thin, so they work perfectly as small iron pipes or metal connectors. Large machines always have tiny metal pieces sticking out of them. I use diorite and white carpets to add a few more bright spots and shape the front area without making it too tall. Carpets are great when you want a little bit of color, but a full block would take up too much vertical space. These small blocks turn a boring red rectangle into a working machine front. Small details like these make a big difference because they show how the train actually works instead of just looking like a basic solid box on wheels. Above the detailed bumper, I start preparing the area for the face. I place black concrete to build a dark background base before I add the white blocks. This is a very useful trick when you are building a character face on a big vehicle. If I just put the white face right onto the blue body, it would look very flat, like a sticker pasted on a wall. By putting a layer of black concrete first, I create a fake shadow behind the face. This makes the face look like it is set inside a dark metal boiler, which is how real steam trains are built. Black concrete absorbs light and looks like a deep, empty hole. It gives the front of the engine a heavy industrial feeling before I add the cartoon features. This dark frame is going to make the pale face pop out much more when I build it next. Depth is super important in Minecraft, so your builds do not look like flat cardboard cutouts when you look at them from the side. Right in front of that black background, I build the actual face of Thomas using quartz blocks. Quartz is definitely the best material for this because it is clean smooth and has a slight grayish-white tone that matches his cartoon face perfectly. Wool would look too fluffy and concrete might be too bright, but quartz looks solid like carved stone or painted metal. Making a face out of blocks is always hard because faces are round and soft, but blocks are harsh squares. I try to arrange the quartz blocks so the cheeks and mouth area look a little curved by pushing some blocks back. A face is the most important part of this build because it changes Thomas from a normal train into a living character. If the face looks wrong, the whole build feels creepy and weird. The clean quartz blocks against the dark black concrete really make his expression stand out clearly from a distance, so you know exactly who this is. Behind the face, I start building the main long body of the train. I use light blue concrete and prismarine for the boiler shape and the driver cabin. Light blue concrete gives that classic bright cartoon color that everybody knows and loves. But if I only used concrete, the huge side of the train would look completely plain and boring. So I mix in prismarine blocks. Prismarine has a slightly different blue color and a crackled texture. Adding a block with texture breaks up the big flat surfaces and gives the eye something interesting to look at. This is a basic building rule that helps large structures. When you have a massive wall of one color, you should always mix in a second block that looks similar but has a different pattern. The prismarine makes the metal body look like it has panels and rivets instead of being just a plastic toy. It makes the train look much bigger and heavier on the rails. To make the body look even more detailed, I add blocks of birch planks and netherite bricks along the sides. Birch planks are very light and add a nice warm stripe against all that cold blue metal. They look like wooden window frames or painted trim on the side of the passenger cabin. Netherite bricks are super dark and have a very strong mechanical grid texture on them. I use them to make dark lines separating the different parts of the train engine. Dark lines help define shapes like where the boiler ends and the cabin begins. In vehicle design, these transition lines are very important for the overall shape. If everything blends together, it is hard to tell what the different machine parts actually do. The netherite bricks look like tough iron bands holding the heavy blue steam engine together. Adding different materials like warm wood and dark metal makes the whole build feel much more realistic and planned out. I move to the back of the train carriage and finish building the rear wall using light blue and red concrete. The back of a vehicle is just as important as the front because people will see it when the train drives away from the station. I use red concrete at the bottom to match the red bumper I built at the very front earlier. This is called color framing. When you put the same strong color on the front and the back, it ties the whole design together and makes the build look completely finished. The red line holds the bright blue body inside a neat visual frame. I make sure the back wall is fully closed and solid so the cabin does not look empty or hollow. A steam train has to look like it can hold a hot fire and lots of heavy coal inside. The solid back wall gives it that enclosed heavy feeling that a big working machine really needs to have so it does not look like a fake movie set propped up on wheels. Down at the bottom, I finish the wheel sections by adding stone bricks and stone buttons. I place stone bricks between and around the wheels to make the undercarriage look solid and heavy. If the space under the train is empty, it looks very weak, like the train might break in half under its own weight. Stone bricks look like strong steel parts holding the axles together. Then I put stone buttons right on the sides of the light blue wheels. Stone buttons are one of the greatest tricks for building vehicles in this game. A big flat wheel looks boring, but when you stick a button in the center, it instantly looks like a metal hubcap or a pin connecting the wheel to the engine. That tiny block makes the wheel look like it can actually spin on the track. I look at my finished Thomas, and the colors are really bold and happy. The blue body, red bumpers, and smooth face all look right, and he is ready to chug along the tracks. Phew! It took so much effort. Great! My Thomas is ready.
Oh, wow!
Joo-hoo! We're going to build steam locomotives today. I love these buildings. Mikey has probably already built his Thomas. Mikey, is that all you've built in that time? Are you sure it's Thomas?
JJ, you only know how to offend me. By the way, I tried very hard.
Mikey, you didn't even build his face. It's like the most ordinary train carriage.
Oh, that's it. Stop judging. Maybe then you can show me how to build Charles.
Of course, we ran to the place.
JJ, I'm not sure you're going to make it, but in any case, good luck to you. I'll wait for you at the house.
Thanks. Then I'll start. Round 2. I decide to build Charles, the terrifying train from Choo Choo Charles. I start with the lower front section using red nether bricks. Red nether bricks have a dark, slightly aggressive texture that perfectly suits a horror character. They look like rusted, blood-stained metal. the front, I add black concrete and red glass. The black creates deep, hollow shadows, while the red glass gives an eerie, glowing effect. Like angry eyes or a furnace burning inside. Then, higher up, I construct the face using redstone blocks and white concrete. Redstone blocks are incredibly vibrant and intense. Making the face look fleshy and dangerous. White concrete provides the contrast for the terrifying grin and eyes. The face is the most critical part of Charles. It has to look unnatural and predatory. Turning what should be a machine into a living nightmare. The sharp contrast between the bright red and white makes the expression immediately readable and unsettling. I build the top and sides of Charles's front section using dark nether bricks. The darker tone contrasts sharply with the red face, framing it and making the bright colors pop even more. Nether bricks give the train a heavy, soot-covered, industrial feel. Moving to the middle section, I switch back to red nether bricks to form the main body. Ensuring the lower parts are fully enclosed. This creates a solid, imposing mass. Farther back, I outline the remaining shape of the train car using red concrete. Capping the top with black concrete. Red concrete provides a smoother, flatter color for the larger panels. While the black roof mimics the classic steam engine silhouette, but with a darker, more sinister tone. Using these specific materials keeps the build rooted in a mechanical theme, but pushes the atmosphere into pure horror. The train feels corrupted, heavy, and dangerous. To speed up the construction of the large side panels, I use commands to fill the remaining areas with red and black concrete. Commands are incredibly efficient for large, flat surfaces once the structural outline is complete. They ensure precise placement and save valuable time that can be better spent on complex detailing. The combination of red and black maintains the ominous, aggressive color scheme across the entire length of the train. The smooth concrete contrasts with the textured nether bricks at the front, creating a visual hierarchy where the textured, detailed face remains the focal point. Inside Charles's smokestack, I place netherrack blocks and light them on fire. This is a crucial detail. Real fire and smoke billowing from the top make the train feel alive and active. The eternal flame of netherrack adds dynamic movement and a hellish glow that perfectly matches the character's terrifying nature. Now comes the defining feature of Charles, his spider legs. I start by building 3 massive legs extending from each side of the train body using nether wart blocks. Nether wart blocks have a fleshy, organic, dark red texture that looks deeply unnatural when attached to a mechanical train. This material choice bridges the gap between machine and monster. I begin by constructing only the front pair of legs to establish their scale and articulation. The legs need to look powerful and jointed, like a predator ready to pounce. They extend outward and downward, creating a sprawling, terrifying footprint that makes the train look like it can chase you anywhere. This hybrid design is what makes the character so memorable. And the organic texture of the nether wart blocks sells the horror perfectly. Before finishing all the legs, I build the standard train wheels underneath Charles using black concrete. The wheels anchor the build visually, reminding the viewer that this is still, at its core, a train. The solid black circles provide a stark mechanical contrast to the organic legs growing above them. Once the wheels are in place, I complete the remaining 4 spider legs. Placing the legs after the wheels helps me ensure the proportions are balanced. The legs must arch over and around the wheels, looking as though they have sprouted from the chassis and overtaken the original mechanics. The sprawling, jagged positioning of the 6 legs transforms the silhouette completely. It is no longer just a train on a track. It is a massive, crawling, insectoid beast. The contrast between the rigid mechanical wheels and the creeping organic legs is visually striking and deeply unsettling. Moving inside the train, I focus on the interior structure. I complete the floor using red nether bricks and build the interior walls with red concrete. Even the inside needs to feel oppressive and consistent with the exterior theme. The textured floor and smooth, brightly colored walls create an enclosed, slightly claustrophobic space. A finished interior is essential, even for a monster build, because it provides a canvas for storytelling. The inside of Charles shouldn't just be empty space. It needs to feel like a twisted, corrupted version of a train cabin or a strange mobile lair. By enclosing the space cleanly, I prepare it for the functional and decorative elements that will come next. The dark, reddish interior sets the perfect moody backdrop for the furniture and equipment. It is high time for furniture. I begin transforming the interior into a strange, functional living space. I place a bed, a nightstand, and a lamp, establishing a bizarre but necessary sleeping area. For decoration and a touch of organic contrast, I add anvils topped with leaves. I scatter various chests for storage and set up a crafting table and furnaces to create a survival workstation. The inclusion of a television and bookshelves adds an eerie sense of normalcy to the monster's belly. I place an enchanting table, a brewing stand, and a water cauldron, suggesting dark magic or twisted experiments. Armor stands equipped with armor give the impression of preparation or past victims. I lay down a carpet to break up the harsh floor texture and place a dressing table to complete the strange domestic feel. The contrast between the horrific exterior and the functional, almost cozy interior is intentionally jarring and fascinating. This extensive furnishing turns the empty shell into a narrative environment. The armor stands and magical equipment suggest that whoever, or whatever, operates or lives inside this beast is prepared for combat and arcane activities. The storage chests and crafting stations make it a fully self-sufficient mobile base. The soft furnishings like the bed, carpet, and bookshelves create a surreal juxtaposition against the fleshy, metallic horror outside. Arranging this much furniture in a limited space requires careful zoning. The sleeping area is separated from the magical workspace, and the storage is kept near the crafting tables for practical use. The interior tells a story of survival, dark magic, and twisted domesticity hidden within the body of a mechanical monster. Something is still missing here. The living area is well equipped, but it needs more basic survival amenities. I move to the rear of the cabin and add a complete kitchen. I install cabinets, a sink, and other culinary details. A kitchen adds a layer of mundane reality that makes the fantastical setting even more surreal. I also place a dining table with chairs and add comfortable sofas nearby. This creates a distinct dining and relaxation zone separate from the magical and sleeping areas. The kitchen and seating make the interior feel like a fully realized long-term habitation. It's a mobile apartment inside a nightmare. This level of interior detailing ensures that the build is interesting from the inside out, rewarding players who explore beyond the terrifying exterior. Finally, I address the exterior access. I install a sturdy door on the outside of the train cabin, providing a clear and secure entrance. To make this entrance accessible from the ground, I construct a set of stairs leading up to it. The stairs and door are crucial functional details. They ground the fantasy build in reality by showing how someone would actually enter the beast. The stairs must look integrated into the chassis, not like an afterthought. With the entrance complete, the build is fully finished. The exterior is a massive, sprawling, fleshy mechanical horror with glowing eyes and a flaming smokestack. The interior is a densely packed, fully functional survival base with magical and domestic zones. Charles is not just a monster, he is a terrifying, crawling fortress. Great, my Charles is ready. It's time for me to show it to the guys.
Wow, JJ, you've got such a creepy Charles. I was even a little scared at first.
Thank you, Mikey. I am very glad that you liked my building. Well, I think it's time for us to finish.
Yes, JJ, you're right.
Subscribe and like. Bye-bye.